Good morning, good morning, good morning. Kalimera everyone. How everyone is doing? Today, another market update. The 11th of September. It's going to be solo today. It's only going to be me. It's Thursday. And everything is going to be okay. Every day is a good day. Even though that we live in a broken world. Okay, very sad news that it's been circulating around the world, but it is what it is. I don't know. I wish things did not happen, so to say, that these kind of things did not happen. Anyway, so let's go to our market update. I hope everyone is doing fine. Welcome to another episode of the market update. It is daily, Monday to Friday, here on the CIA. And yesterday, we were talking about 3 opportunities that we could go long on Bitcoin. The first opportunity was down here at the bottom of our focus area. The second was breaking above the 50% of the range. And the third possibility is breaking out for the range. The first TP was going to be the next G level above us, okay? And obviously, when you have price action claiming a level and breaking through, then optimally you targeting another G level higher, which is going to be the 115. We spoke about it, that if it's going to break 112, then the next target for us, the point of interest, is going to be all the way up to 115.8. This is a middle line. The yellow line that you see here, it's a middle line between the 115 and 112. Right, okay, let's bring some music into the background to kill the silence. And let's see what else we can see today. So, for those that took the trade yesterday, congratulations. For those that took TP on the G level, once again, congratulations. When you see that is reclaiming and shooting, you can add to that trade or you can reopen a new trade. Okay, and the next target is going to be your next G level. Now, we marked the 50% between these two guys here, right? And we can see that we found a rejection exactly on the 50%. And then you can see that he's trying to find support and start continue to the upside. So for today, for the guys that are, let's say, focusing for new trades today, let's say that they didn't catch any trade from yesterday, or if they did, they closed the trade, they took the profits, now they're looking for new opportunities, you need to focus this area here. Okay, that's going to be your focus area. Okay, now there's 2 ways you can do this. You can mark this high. Let me get a box so you can see. You can mark this high and you can mark this low and make a new focus point. Use a little bit higher time frame for you to get the boxes more accurate. Okay, so that is your focus area and you can see that you are way above it. Okay, the other way, the other option that you can do is stick to 15 minutes time frame for intraday and try to focus the most recent range, which is this one here. Okay, and if the price is gonna, let's say, respect and find support above the 50%, this is the 50% of the range, okay, then there's a good possibility that he's going to carry on and go out for the next G level. How far or how fast or how long will it take to get there, we don't know. Okay, but we're talking and we always taking possibilities, probabilities, and we waiting for the price to show some momentum, some movement. The more movement we have, the better it is for us. Okay, so yeah, so this is your focus point for Bitcoin. Zoom out a little bit, go to 12 hours, and let's have a look what is going on compared to the bigger picture. Okay, so we found support 109, and since then it's pushing towards the upside. Okay, he claimed the G level. Zoom in a little bit here, just a little bit for you to see clearly that we had a rejection in this area, we had another rejection in this area, another rejection here, another rejection here, and then finally it broke through. Okay, so we found we had a little bit of violation, so to say, which is a little bit of like deviation, and then came back, reclaim 109 and pushing. So now we can officially say that the downtrend is finished. Okay, why is that? Because you have a low, you have a high, you have a higher low and a higher high, and technically you're expecting to get a higher low for you to go full official confirmation of the 4-point system of the reversal play out. Okay, the 4-point system that I call is the reversal. So we like almost 75-85% we can witness the reversal. Okay, so yeah, it's looking good. It's claiming going above 109, it goes above 112.8, and it's pushing now towards 105.8. That's our next point of interest, and we need to see what the price is going to do once it's going to reach here. Will it go a little bit higher to take out liquidity and then fall down again, or is it going to consolidate and then keep on pushing, trying to target 122 once again? So that's the bigger picture for the time being. If I go to the weekly, okay, you can see now that we have a bullish momentum going on. Why? Because we have taken out the last bearish big wick. Okay, so here is your let's say high of that wick. This is the low, and you can see now that we are pushing higher. The previous week we were raging within that huge bearish wick, so it wasn't clearly bullish. It was trying to fight that range, but now we passed that level clearly, and this is a bullish movement. So 2 weeks later, we can see that we are progressing. Now that we are on the weekly time frame, also look at that lovely stochastic RSI that is giving us a heads up. It's telling us that we have a cross up happening, taking place. Also, we have the RSI also pushing to the upside. Okay, and also the ASO is turning towards the upside. The only thing that we don't have, let's say in the big scale, we don't have a major volume. Okay, so the other factors playing role for this move to the upside. So it's not only alone on Bitcoin. Okay, but that's fine for us. We only care that we find a movement, we find a momentum that is picking up, and we want the price action to start moving. Okay, so once again for Bitcoin, please do pay attention to that 50%. Okay, so that line is our 50%, so I'll make it a little bit less bright. I don't want to be as an obstruction. Okay, so this is your today's focus area. If you see that the price is going to break, you can continue towards the upside. So that's good. Right, okay, so the theory, the conditions that we're expecting for us to engage into a trade. You need a breakout, retest, continues to the upside. If the market is going to turn around south today, you expect to break that focus area, get under the 50% of that range. Okay, get under the 50%, get rejected, and come back into these regions. And there is a possibility that's going to come after that liquidity that's sitting here, or that imbalance that has been sitting here. So the space between these 2 weeks here is a small imbalance, so there is a possibility that if it goes lower, okay, later today, point of interest, that guy here, liquidity, and that guy here, imbalance. Okay, so that is your plan A, plan B for today for Bitcoin. So yesterday's setup, it doesn't matter which way you choose. Did you take these are you taking these long for all the way from the bottom of the range? You're looking for at least a 4% gains, 4.5%. If you took on the 50% of the range, still good, right? That is going to give you roughly around 4%, okay? And if you took the breakout, first target will give you 0.8, but the final target was going to give you 3.8, okay? So either entries, all good, as long as the price is going towards our way, okay? So here we go. So it's been for a couple of days that we're talking about Bitcoin, that it wants to go higher. We spoke about that Bitcoin, it got rejected, it came back, respected the 50%, pushed one more time, it got rejected, it came down, respecting the bottom of the range, and since then, you know, it broke free. So so we had multiple opportunities. We spoke about this on yesterday's stream. One trade here, second trade here, third trade here, fourth trade here, and the fifth one that still goes. Okay, now we did say, and to be fair with everyone, that is according to people's time zone and, you know, and timing. There's no possible way for you to get all 5 of them. Okay, I'm just saying that there were 5 opportunities, and I hope you grab a few of them. Okay, so this is our focus point for Bitcoin today. Okay, this is the next point of interest, 115.8. Always when you approach an G level, do respect it as a rejection. Okay, treat it as a rejection area. The same thing here with the box. Now we're just, you know, closing by to that little box. We're expecting this to be as a resistance. Okay, there it is, a bit closer on a 5-minute time frame, just to give you a little bit more detail. What are you expecting? A rejection. Okay, what do we want? We want a breakout and confirmation that you can stay outside of that range and continue to the upside. Okay, so you're not FOMO in right now. Okay, you just stay alert, so to say, for Bitcoin, and make sure that you see breakout and respecting the you know, flipping the resistance, that resistance here and that possible resistance, flip it to support and move away from it. Okay, that's the plan. Right, let's go to Ethereum. Let's have a look on Ethereum. Ethereum is doing exactly the same thing. If I drag our focus box here, you can see that you had an opportunity at the bottom, you had an opportunity on the 50%. Obviously, we did say yesterday for Ethereum that the next G level is too close. We're expecting to go higher. If Bitcoin's going higher, then we're expecting for Ethereum to go higher too. So next target for Ethereum, 4,500. You can see that it has the momentum. It has a nice clean uptrend on the 15-minute time frame. Okay, no hesitation at all. What about VIX? VIX is still in the green. Okay, look at that. A little bit spike up. You can see that blue candle there. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see. A little bit spike up, but it's coming back inside our normal range. This is the average green box that we usually see lately. The VIX to be around this region. We do have some movements to the upside when you have uncertainty into the to the markets. Sometimes you do get you know, a little bit spikes to the upside, which means we're getting some fear and the markets don't do well. Okay, when that chart is pointing to the upside, the market is not doing that well. So far so good. Ethereum is still pushing. If you open a trade yesterday on the focus box or breakout or the 50% or at the bottom, okay, the best one is trying to get the lowest level of the on the range of the focus box as low as possible, trying to you know, grab an entry and trying to get it. Back in the day, we used to call that a little bit cheeky entry, okay, because you know that the price is, you know, heading towards the downside. You're not trying to predict, but you get the past data here that, you know, so far Ethereum was respecting this area and find this area as a support. So expecting this to be a support. Okay, so you're taking your chances, you have a cheeky entry, you're trying to get in long as low as possible in your range to have an advantage. Okay, if you miss the very bottom due to time zone and timing, you can always go in on the 50%, or safer, you can go on the breakout. Okay, and always your next point of interest is your next G levels. The next G level right now is around 4,500. Okay, 4495 to be precise. So that's it about Ethereum as well. Let me turn up a little bit another layout that we have, the Bitcoin long term. Let's have a look. Let's bring Bitcoin long term, and we should have here. Okay, oh, there we are. Okay, I thought I've lost them for a second. So here we go. Let's go to the weekly time frame. We watch these as a weekly time frame, and we can see here the bigger range, the big boys up here. Okay, I can take this imbalance out. It's done. You see that the price went into the imbalance and pushed to the upside, so that imbalance has been left for some time there, and you can see that we found a nice, lovely, a point of support after so many rejections. That's good, and you can see that it's pushing up. The question now is, are we gonna see rejection 115.8 and drop back, or are we gonna see claiming that G level and heading for 122 on the weekly time frame, and also on the weekly stochastic side? We're just heading for a cross up, okay, which is good news. The 15-day, we still have a cross down and pushing to the downside. Remember, it's a higher time frame, 15 days. It takes more data, more time to show a change of direction. So still is pointing at us as a negative right now. Okay, it's a little bit negative. The 30 days, however, still looking a little bit bearish. Okay, if I go to 30 days, let me remove the markings here, and let's go to 30 days and open that 30-day stochastic RSI. You can see here, remember that we have this trend line as a resistance. Okay, so when the last time we had a cross up, okay, we were talking about that we need to be a little bit careful if we're going to get resistance on that area here, okay, or that trend line. However, we can see already, okay, that we have a cross down, and the question is now, let's see, we have a high, a low high, and the question is, are we seeing another low high? So what do you have? You have a low, lower low, and lower low. So this is a very strong bearish divergence. Even that the price is trying to push up now, we are still inside a bearish divergence on the monthly. Okay, so zoom out a little bit, go outside, go back to our weekly time frame, and you can see that maybe, okay, we still very strongly inside a bearish divergence on the monthly that is going to play out. The longer it stays, that is another observation, the longer it stays in a bearish divergence, the harder the drop is going to come into the future. Okay, so just to have the facts down and for us to be ready, not to be panicking. Okay, so far we see that 109 is holding. The next question is 115 gonna hold? Is it gonna get rejected, the price, or is it gonna claim and find support? That's the question. Are we gonna get pushed all the way up to 122? Right, so that is the long term, so to say, long-term chart. Okay, this is always on the weekly on Bitcoin. You can do this on other majors as well if you wish. I do this for Bitcoin. Right, now I think it's time to talk about global economy. Why not? Let's turn up the global economy, and also let's turn up and have a look on the XRP. Once John today, he cannot be with us because he's traveling. So let's bring XRP and Solana, which is one of the major ones. Right, so here's XRP. And on my chart, you can see that XRP on the 50-minute time frame, you can see that since yesterday, we did the last market update and it was pushing up. You can see that it's breaking out of the range and pushing. Got rejected on the $3. It's coming down and pushing once again. And again, we got rejected on $3. So XRP, it has a hard time breaking through the $3. First time, second time, third time. We can see that it's pushing up. So we have an ascending triangle. It's trying to squeeze in. So we are heading for explosion. You don't know the direction of the explosion though. Okay, you don't know if the expansion after the explosion is going to be to the upside, or is it going to break that trend line and fall down. Okay, either way, we need to pay attention on XRP on the $3 mark. Okay, are we going to break this? It tried once, tried a second time, third time. Is it going to reclaim, let's say, regain some force, some power, some energy, and pick up momentum and trying to break through? Let's see. We have to just wait for the XRP. And now let's bring Solana. Before I go to the global economy, let's bring also, let me duplicate that. I'll leave this XRP for here. Because most likely tomorrow I'm gonna go solo as well, so I'll have these tabs ready and open for us for tomorrow. So let's bring Solana up. Here we go. Here's our Solana. Zoom out a little bit. Go to 12 hours. Let's have a look and see what is going on. We have loads of markings here, so let me expand the lines. We've been monitoring Solana close to 155. If you remember, it got a very good bounce from 155. There it is. Let me expand these boys over here. Keep the chart as clean as possible. Micro levels right now, we don't need them, so I can take them out. Remove the micro levels. It's okay. We don't need them anymore. That is really going down to low time frames for you to monitor. Remove the alerts. No need anymore. Here we go. Okay. And that was an area that we are paying attention for going long or short. It's like plan A, plan B. So that was the area that we're paying attention. If I recall correctly, it was around 155-ish. If I zoom out a little bit, you can see 156 over there. Go down to a smaller time frame. Let's have a look. There it is, 156. You can see here how many times we played a short, another short market, short trades, all went well. And that was a turnaround, and that was a focus point. And you see since then, it's keep on pushing, going up. Obviously, in bouncing from the G levels, doing some correction, and then once again, it's pushing up with correction. It's always a zigzag. It's always waves. You're pushing up, then you correct. You're pushing up, and then you correct. Okay? It's always the same case every time. Okay? So let me clean unnecessary information that we don't need anymore, that is irrelevant for the time being. So now I have to do another breakdown between 223 and 295. Okay, so the best way to do it, you grab the our lovely Fibonacci tool with our lovely G levels sequence. Make sure that is marked on 4. There it is. I'll do a clean pricing to make sure that is aligned correctly. 223 33 this time. Style, I'll remove the double lines, so we don't need duplicate lines. And for me, just to remind me, This is a breakdown. I'm going to use the dotted lines. Here we go. Expand. And now we have the new breakdown section. And if you don't want to mess up with that one, lock it just to make sure. So for Solana, for today, if no one has an open trade in Solana, what are you going to do? Well, you have to pay attention in this region right now. Okay, that's the area that you have to pay attention. Can you see a micro range happening here? That is a rejection area. And let me drag this guy down here. So let me see if I can get more fine detail. I can see here that we have a strong rejection, small deviation. Both rejections here come back. So this is our new lovely focus box for today for Solana. Right, there it is. I'll make this a focus area, make it a bit smaller, and you can go down to 50 minutes, and that is your target for today for you to focus and play, you know, a trade, grab a trade. Now you have a focus box exactly on the G level. Now ideally you want to claim the G level, claim the 50%, and try to open a trade and have your stop loss under the range. You don't want to break out, get rejected. That means it's going to be plan B. It means it goes the other way around. Okay. For Solana now, if you want to play long, okay, two possibilities. You want to take the 50%, fine. You want to take the breakout, it's still fine. There it is. You're pushing all the way next to the G level. That is almost 70%. And if you take this entry at the breakout of the range, you don't want to see yourself, okay, under that G level. So your risk is 1.26. Use a calculator, do the division. 5 divided by 1.26 is going to give you the leverage. Okay, speaking of which, there it is. 5 divided by 126, you get a leverage of 4 roughly. Okay, now if you want to be more strict, but you need to understand the danger that when you have a really tight stop loss exactly on a G level, you increasing the chances for you to get stepped out. Now stop loss, let me make this another clear statement, so to say, about stop losses. Now the stop losses, it is something that is not really negotiable. It's not negotiable when you are trading, and especially when you're new and you're trying to stabilize your psychological world, your emotions, until you create a very strong habit how to execute trades. Okay, so you need to have a stop loss. Now, a stop loss is always a good event. We've said that before. Okay, stop loss is a good event. Do not be upset with it. Now, also, on the other hand, you know, flip the coin on the other side. Stop losses always, you know, have an irony hidden beside, you know, inside them, that, you know, they take you out of a trade. And a lot of traders, big traders out there, they usually, you may find that information somewhere on the internet, because they don't really talk about it. But there are some people, big traders, that they don't use stop losses because they know that a stop loss in a volatile market is more likely to get hit. Okay, and by any chance that the market is going to move rapidly, it's going to go after your stop loss. And big players, big traders, they don't usually like that. Okay, they don't like to have a stop loss on the screen and trying to chase it, so to say, trying to start praying on the crypto gods that, you know, let's hope that the price action is not going to go after my stop loss. It's not the market's going to go after your stop losses. Okay, we're not so important into the market to chase specifically mine stop loss. But the way we place stop losses is because we have invalidations. Okay, the reason why I go with stop losses is because if I have a point of invalidation, okay, I need to get out from that position as soon as possible. Why? Because I'm intraday trading. It means my mentality right now, it is not long term. So I don't go low leverage in large time span, right? I'm not going to hold that trade for weeks and months. So because I'm using high leverage, like on Bitcoin, so to say, I can use 20x, 30x. I need to make sure that I catch a momentum and trying to grab my 10-20% per day. Anything above 10% is super wow. 10% is my minimum, right? Making 10% every day it's a big deal. People do not understand this. We're talking about intraday setups. Intraday setups, it means you're not gonna stay in the trade for a very short time or period, but you're using high risk technique, which means high leverage. But for me to be safe and me protecting my capital, I have to use stop losses on my validation points. Okay, so that's when you need to have strong thesis about your stop losses, not negotiable. But when you go, for instance, for long-term trades or mid-term trades like weekly trades, monthly trades, then you don't have a high risk technique, which means you're not going in with high leverage. You probably go in with 1x, 2x, 3x at the very start, and usually you don't go with stop losses because you know that the market is going to fluctuate, especially at the very beginning of your entry. Okay, so you need to understand that you need to give room for the trade to breathe and not to be stopped out, because the market is not only go to the upside, it's going to do a correction. And if a trader happens to try to predict the reversal, this is when it's more vulnerable. That's why I don't like predicting. I don't predict. I react to the market. I get the data from the chart and I use that data. I use that information. And if I pick up a momentum, I try not to waste my opportunity. But as I said, on the longer time trades, longer duration trades, I may go without stop loss, but that is going to be no way with let's say high risk technique. I'm not going to go with high leverage. You'll probably see me on a 2x, 3x. Okay, and then if I claim big G levels, not micro levels, like big series G levels, key levels, then I can increase my leverage in time. Very, very important for you to understand this. I don't want to go over for a very long time. We can do this in training inside Discord. Okay, every time everything on a turn, so to say. Okay, we can't say everything at once in one go. So yeah, understand the difference and understand the importance of stop loss. You can see here that right now Solana did not create any confirmation of my let's say conditions, and you can see that it cannot claim the 50% of my focus box, and you can see that it's heading down towards my lower level of my focus box. All right, so right now it's like not certain, not clean. A lot of people will say, shall I take these because I am the very, very lower area of the of my focus box? Shall I go long? Yes, you can go long, but remember, this is going to be your cheeky entry. You play your chances. You need to have a stop loss in a reasonable area. Okay, be careful where you're going to put your stop loss. Okay, where your threshold is. That's for you to have the benefit of a better position rather than another trader that's going to wait out for a confirmation and breakout, retest, and continuation. Okay, so this is all my thesis for today. This is my focus area. Be careful, watch that area. Make sure you claim that G level and break that level. That's the safest way to do it. Okay. If you want to be a little bit tricky, here's your chance for your entry for Solana. Okay. But your validation has to be nearby. Okay. Don't go overspreading yourself on risk. And if Bitcoin, there it is, Bitcoin's coming back inside the box. You see exactly got rejected on the top of our range, and right now it's at the bottom. So that gives an opportunity, okay, for some people to go long at the lowest level of the G level, but your validation has to be close by. Okay, these two guys here can be your validation. You may want to give it a bit room in chance that it wants to take liquidity. It may come like this and then recover. Small deviation. It deviated before. Okay, so there's a good chance that it can deviate later. But if you see something like this taking out liquidity, coming back but failing to get inside, close the trade. Okay, don't wait for very long. Wait for the conditions to match, okay, with your protocol of an engagement, and say, hey, I need to see you. If either I'm going to take a cheeky entry or I want to see you claiming 50% or breaking out of the range. It's up to you. Okay, I'll leave that here. That's it for today. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana. VIX, we've seen that is in the green. Not a big major fear around the network, so to say. And very, very quickly, let's have a look on total 3, or let's say total 1 without the stable coins. Let's see what it's doing. You can see that kind of, this is the total market cap without the stable coins. Okay, and you can see here that we are in a range. Okay, you need to see fresh money to come in and try and push the market to be driven to the upside. So far we are raging. Okay, never mind, I'll leave that box here. Total 3, the same thing without the stable coins. This is the all the altcoins alone. Okay, there you have it. Okay, what's going to happen here? Are we going to get rejected, or are we going to see fresh inflow money coming in? Okay, I'll leave this here for us to monitor tomorrow. Let's have a look on gold. Look at that, gold. We have our G levels. Even on gold, it's hitting our G level and getting rejected. Okay, look at how many times it got rejected on that G level. 3,451. It broke through and stopped on the next G level. So don't take any questions by anyone if the G levels work. Of course they do. Okay, let's have a look a little bit on platinum. Okay, platinum is a little bit more stable. As you can see here, is trying to find support on our G levels. Zoom out a little bit and you can see how we marked our G levels. Let's have a look a little bit on silver. Silver, the same thing, is increasing. That's good. I mean, you know, silver is going higher and higher in price. Let me expand our G levels. You're more than welcome to trade, you know, precious metals if you wish. The same strategy applies. We've got the G levels, and you can see how silver is respecting that G levels and how it's bouncing as a support or resistance on any key level. Again, no questions. Okay, no questions. What about oil? Let's have a look at a bit. Oil is giving you a little bit of good understanding of what's going on with the market. We are sub 64 or 65, which is quite good. And look at that. It's getting back inside that focus area that we had back in the past. The good news is that oil is under 65, which means the pressure in the market is quite under control. Okay, so there's no sudden moves to the upside to scare people out. Only when you see that the price is spiking, like here 77, you can see that it got rejected on our G levels and then dropped. Something happened in the market, increased a little bit of fear, and the price of oil went up, but it recovered and we under $65, 63.5 right now. This is good. Another factor that I like to watch is natural gas. That tells me a story about Russia. Okay, when Russia is something going on, you can see that the price of the natural gas increasing. Okay, so you can watch a little bit of the news, anything around Russia, and then you can understand what is going on. Okay, why the price is spiking. And also winter is coming, okay? Which means the demand is going higher. So that plays a role as well. But we're talking about geopolitical situations. I don't like politics, but they do affect the markets. Okay? There's nothing I can do about it. SPY still rising in a steady manner. So the markets are booming. ES, mini, still the same, looking an uptrend. So the US market is really doing quite well. Not a very strong up move. You can see that it's curving. It's kind of like, changing a little bit the angle here. Okay. Maybe it's going to get exhausted and then turn around. When that is going to turn around, then we know that the market's going to start reversing. Let's have a look quickly on Europe. Europe, you can see here a little bit sideways action. Rejection is coming back. Right now it's trying to claim a hold above the 50%. Let's see how that goes today. Germany individually, same range area. UK, you can see that UK is climbing. It's trying to do better days. Japan, very strong in Asia. Look at that. And Hong Kong also is in a good uptrend movement. Nice. Not too bad. You can drag out the G levels and you can see how the market is respecting the G levels. Once again, no questions. And here is the Dixie. This is the value of dollar. You can see that the dollar is in a slightly downtrend, but we are in the range within these wide lines between 98 and 97. If you see Dixie increasing dramatically, then we know that Bitcoin is going to stop dropping. Okay, these guys go opposite ways. When Dixie's going down, Bitcoin's going up. Right. Okay. Back to Bitcoin. Here we are. Is respecting the bottom of the range. Your cheeky entry so far is playing out. You need to recover or reclaim, so to say, that G level here, 114. Which is the 50% of these two guys here, 115.8 and 112.8, or sorry, 112.5. So we need to see the price claim and stay above the 50%. Okay, if the price is going to stay above the 50%, it's going to be bullish. Okay, if it's going to get rejected, okay, for the second time, third time, then you understand that people start taking profits and they're going to push the price lower. Okay. That's it for today. Okay, we had a little bit extended time looking through Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and the global market, and the metals, and the US and Europe. We've seen all of it. Okay, so you know what to do today. Okay, mark your areas of interest, your focus boxes, and wait for the conditions to be right for you to engage to a trade. You don't care the direction. It can be long, it can be short. It's Thursday today, right? We're going towards the end of the week. If the whole week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was pushing, maybe Thursday, Friday is going to do a correction. You never know. Don't try to predict, okay? Just use the facts. The information is on your screen. You don't need to move away from your chart. Stick to a pair or two for you to trade to become a habit. And choose the direction that the market wants to go. You just need a momentum, okay? You just need a movement and grab the opportunity. We don't care about the direction. We are not biased. We're trying to stay unbiased, and that's why lately we're talking about intraday setups, okay? Something that's going to be short term. Maybe we're going to do 1, 2, 3 trades per day. A little bit high risk technique, which means high leverage, but invalidations are very tight. Right, have a great day. Enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll catch you up tomorrow with another market update. Until then, be safe and make profits. Book your profits, okay? It's not only good that you take a trade, you need to also take profits. Make sure you book your profits. Put them in your wallet, okay? Don't let that profit slip out of your way, and don't let them go back to the market. Keep that profit, okay? That's why we have the G levels. Every day is a good day. Remember this. no matter what the world is giving you, trying to see the positive, stay positive, and trying to find the best way to make money. Okay, we have a tool here, we have a skill, we know how to do it. I'm here with you every day doing the market updates to help you. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll catch you later. Take care. Bye bye.